Hello, welcome. My name is Gavin. This is the 1 Minute Vlog. Very excited you're here. And if this is your first time, or even if you've been here before, a lot of times I don't explain what this vlog's about. But essentially I'm sharing my journey and path on oneness in hopes that you can connect, you can learn, you can see things in your own life and your own experiences that you could apply, right? And I feel like on the spiritual journey, it can be lonely at times. It can seem like, hey, what we're going through, other people aren't, right? And then there also seems to be from the teachers, like they've reached a certain level and it may seem like out of reach, or like how long is that's going to take and what's really going on there. And there can be a lot of self-doubt, right? So what I've been guided to do is just really be transparent, to really, share the journey from all levels, from all perspectives of what is perceived as like the good and the bad. And so today, I did my morning meditation and I kind of wait to see what comes up with that and like what I'm supposed to share. And really what came through and like what I really felt like was, guidance for like things I have going on in my life. And it's kind of weird just to say, but like the yes vibe. And what was shared with me on the yes vibe is that, a lot of things happening in my life having to do with like family and bills and responsibility and things I've talked about before, all things that you can probably relate to. It can feel like fearful. It can feel heavy, stressful, right? And what was given to me is like with that, when I'm in that energy, when I'm in that frequency, there is a resistance. And another way you could say resistance is like no. Like you're kind of denying life and you're not allowing. My word for the year is allowing. And I really feel like what I'm learning, what I'm remembering is that with allowing, okay, you're really trusting the universe, trusting God, trusting love to provide, to unfold, to allow the perfection. And said very simply, it's yes. Like you're saying yes, like there's no judgment. There's no looking at a situation saying like, no, that wasn't supposed to happen. No, that's not good. No, that's bad. Like any form of erroneous perception having to do with like judgment of it needing to be a certain way or supposed to be a certain way is a no. Like it's resistance. It's not allowing. So when I'm coming from the vibration, when we're coming from the vibration of yes, and one of my favorite movies is Yes Man. If you've watched that, and like he was basically Jim Carrey, went to this conference, and the thing is to say like yes to everything, and all these miracles, all these cool things happen. And then it got pretty extreme for him. He was like, no, right? But he couldn't turn it off. Go watch the movie. Yet I do feel like there's something very like real having to do with like what happens in the universe, is that we're really allowing our day. We're saying yes to our day. We're saying to everybody we have an interaction with, like yes to them through giving them love. Or we're saying no to them by not smiling at them, by not, acknowledging them, by, judging them, by having negative thoughts towards them, right? Yet if we have the remembrance of yes towards these people, towards these experiences, towards these events that go on throughout our day, that is us showing up as allowing and trusting and knowing the perfections unfolding. And I feel like it's, this is a very simple, teaching, but when I received this in my meditation, I was like, wow, because I can really see how to apply it. I can really see how it shows up, to where when I go do things, I might have a certain expectation in my job or going to the grocery store, or, and then when that expectation isn't met, like there's some form of like that resistance and concern and fear there, that like, oh, what does that mean, right? And then my ego perception judges that based on a past experience as like usually having to do with something negative. And then when you flip that though, and I go into the grocery store, I go to my job and just like, hey, I show up as a yes. Like I completely accept, I completely engage, I completely allow in that moment. And I come from this confidence of this knowing of love, right? Then whatever happens is exactly what was supposed to happen. It feels amazing, and you start tapping in to what is real, right? In that moment, that you're letting life be life. You're letting love be love, and you're not closing your heart off to it. So, on this path to living oneness, which is what the Onement's all about, it's a oneness movement. It's one moment. That's what it stands for. And I hope this was helpful to you today. Really look at, that yes vibration. How can you say yes today? And, if your kid asks you to do something, if you've been putting something off, if you can do some kind of self-care, self-love, that meditation, that guided meditation, that trip to the beach, that trip to the library, that book you've been wanting to read, like how can you tap into that yes frequency and feel the flow of life, happening perfectly, right? And that we're letting go of that judgment and participating with, awareness and consciousness, and just seeing it from a completely different perspective and trust level. So go for that yes vibe today. And I would love to hear from you if you applied this for a day, or if you're gonna apply it, or maybe what's something you watch in this video that was like, hey, I'm gonna say yes to this today. I'm going to, shift into this vibration, and what that would look like for you. I'd love to hear from you. Also, I want to let you know, I keep teasing this, but I have some really cool things coming up, some commitments I've made, following spirit and guidance, and really stepping into the Onement at a whole new level. So anyway, I so appreciate your love, your support, your views, your likes, your shares. If you have it this first time, I invite you to subscribe and to be a part of this movement. We're all already one. That's kind of the joke. But when you consciously are aware that we're all one, then you can really get into that yes vibration. But it starts that spiritual, experiential knowing. So much loves, my soul friends, and I will see you here again soon. Bye-bye.